Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, September 23rd, 2019. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. In a historic move for the first time, members of the Nevis Island Administration's Cabinet have filed their declarations of assets with the Integrity Commission. The filings were done on Friday, September 20th, some 10 days early. The Commission had directed that such declarations be filed by September 30th, 2019. The Integrity in Public Life Ordinance No. 2 of 2013 is an ordinance establishing the Integrity Commission in order to ensure integrity in public life, to make provisions for a code of conduct, to obtain declarations of the assets, liabilities, income, and interest in relation to property of persons in public life, for the offences and abuse of office, and to provide for related or incidental matters. The legislation establishes clear rules and guidelines to govern the matter in which serving politicians and public servants conduct the business of the people of Nevis. It will be used to evaluate the performance of their duties and provide a system which will act as a watchdog to protect the integrity of the public service. The legislation also seeks to prevent those seeking public office from engaging in unethical practices which are unfavorable to the public, and to remove the temptation of any attempt to engage in actions or activities which are against the good of the people. Premier Brantley said he is happy that his cabinet is leading by example and encouraged all who are covered by the provisions of the legislation to cooperate fully. According to Premier Brantley, two cabinet members, the Honourable Eric Evelyn and the Honourable Hazel Brandy Williams, were unable to participate due to unavoidable overseas commitments, but they shall file next week. Selected by the Deputy Governor-General, Attorney Ricardo Keynes functions as the chair of the Integrity in Public Life Commission. The other two members are Alfred Tyrrell, the nominee of the opposition, and Sidney Newton, the nominee of the government. In a press release on the occasion of the opening of its offices on June 3rd, the Integrity Commission pledged its commitment to promote good governance through the rule of law, to guarantee transparency and accountability, and assured that steps will be taken to ensure that all confidential and sensitive information shared with the office remains confidential. With the passing of the motion of no confidence Bill 2019 in the National Assembly, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has taken a major step in strengthening the parliamentary democratic life in the Twin Island Federation. The historic bill was passed Friday, September 20th, after 3 days of debate and presentations led by mover of the bill, Prime Minister the Honourable Dr. Timothy Harris. The motion of no confidence legislation provides for the period within which a question of no confidence must be addressed by the National Assembly and for related matters. It states that where a question of no confidence in the government is brought before the National Assembly in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and the National Assembly Elections Act, the question of no confidence shall be determined by resolution of the National Assembly within a period not exceeding 21 days. On Friday, September 20th, Minister with responsibility for physical planning, posts and the environment, the Honourable Spencer Brandt, visited various historical sites around the island. Minister Brandt outlined the purpose of the visit.
We are here to look at the Fort Charles property and to see how we can go about seeking some funding in the first instance, and how we can approach the restoration project and also the coastal protection mechanism that we want to undertake here at Fort Charles. It is well documented that we are seeing the continuous erosion, and this property continues to be under threat. And we are delighted today to have Mr. Martinez here on site to actually have a physical look at the site to see how we can go about initiating this project. We are hoping that we can be able to access some funds in the very near future to undertake this project.
He also noted that other projects were discussed.
We have also discussed a number of other coastal protection mechanisms along the southern coast, and we also discussed the approach that we will take as it regards to the banning of plastics, not only on the island of Nevis but also in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. So today is a day I feel that is a good day for the environment and a good day for restoration on the island of Nevis.
Thank the Minister for the visit and for his hospitality. I thought it was worth the while stopping and see how the fort is being threatened by the waves and how they're eating away the land. So obviously against the coastal erosion a quick strategy needs to be implemented, and we're going to look into possibilities to become a partner of the Minister in this venture. Obviously the place is splendid and could be a very nice asset for your tourists to visit and also for the local population to enjoy. So we're going to look into those possibilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Also present on the tour was Claudia Drew, Project Coordinator for the St. Kitts and Nevis Conserving Biodiversity Project. Still to come.
Very delighted to be here once again to dialogue with the staff and to try to bring that energy back as we get ready for the grand reopening.
The details after this break.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. For the second time in 2 weeks, the Honorable Eric Evelyn was invited to the Four Seasons Resort Nevis to offer words of inspiration and motivation to the hotel's staff ahead of its reopening in October. Director of Food and Beverage Pasco King explains.
Mr. Evelyn came in and he did an amazing session with all the managers in the resort, and he gave an inspirational speech, and it was so relevant to what we're doing in this resort, in this hotel, but also for the island of Nevis. So we were so inspired as a group and as a team that we decided to invite him back, and we really wanted him to extend that energy and that excitement to all of the colleagues in the resort. So we're so happy for him to be here.
I want to just thank the management of the Four Seasons Resort for having me back. Of course, I was here recently to do a session with the managers. I think it was very well received. But today we will be dialoguing with the line staff, the persons who I believe are the ones who make the greatest impact on the guest. And the message that I want to leave with the line staff today is that they are the face of the Four Seasons Resort. I believe the staff has what it takes to rise to the challenge. And so I'm just here today to give them some more encouragement and to let them know once again that they are extremely important to the success of this resort. Whatever they do, the decisions that they make, whatever they do when they are on the job will definitely impact the hotel and the success of the resort. And of course we know as well that the resort is very important to the island of Nevis, the second largest employer on the island behind the government, the Nevis Island Administration. And so I'm delighted, very delighted to be here once again to dialogue with the staff and to try to bring that energy back as we get ready for the grand reopening of the Four Seasons Resort.
The Honorable Eric Evelyn. The Four Seasons Resort Nevis is expected to reopen on October 1st with the arrival of its first guests on October 4th. A contingent of well-trained police officers left the Federation on Friday, September 20th for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to assist with security and recovery efforts. The contingent is being led by Sergeant Ray Gordon and includes officers Chad Coffey, Otis Stevens, and Victor Nicholas. Adolph Adams, Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for operations, noted that they willingly volunteered to travel when approached about the effort. He added that the team comprised officers trained by the Regional Security System, RSS, in areas such as disaster management and officers who have experience in community policing. The team forms part of a larger response being coordinated by the RSS among its member states, following a request for assistance from the territory which was devastated by Hurricane Dorian. An RSS aircraft transported them to Barbados, where all the participating contingents gathered. From there, the officers will all be taken to the Bahamas. Acting Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy was at the Robert L. Bradshaw International Airport to see them off. He encouraged them to be good ambassadors for the country and the force. He noted that the security forces in the Bahamas were experiencing stress and fatigue and were not able to see about the recovery of their own homes following the passage of the storm. Hurricane Dorian made landfall in the Bahamas as a Category 5 storm on September 1st, packing maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour. A situation report by Sidima noted that Hurricane Dorian was the strongest Atlantic hurricane documented to directly impact a landmass since records began, tying it with the Labor Day hurricane of 1935. The full extent of the damage is still unknown, and the death toll for the island nation continues to rise. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.